I'm doing Instagram. What are we doing? Awesome, guys. So welcome into Sculpt. Exciting times. So yoga with weights. So lots of focus on strengthening, getting into those muscles that are harder to access with body weight alone. So just if you missed it before, if you would like to borrow a set of weights, you're very welcome. Just drop us a message on Facebook and Chris will be around and can come and drop them off. So just let us know if you would like to borrow a set of weights. I've got the 1s, 2s and 3s and we'll come and deliver them. He's going to put a hole in his car now, so drop him a message and he'll come. Other things that are exciting in the world of Sculpt is we've got a new Sculpt class starting on Sundays at 5:30, so you can do more Sculpt, which is always fun. So that's going to be with Ashton and Jen. So Sundays at 5:30, Sculpt. All right, so there we go. Have to admit, disclaimer here, I put on sun cream today and I'm really wondering whether that was a good idea before doing a sweaty weights class. So if I take a massive flyer, I've got a pre-prepared excuse. So fingers crossed. Awesome stuff. So 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Fantastic. So Sculpt, remember, it's all about building strength in the body, conditioning. You can always lose the weights, switch around between weights as you like. So you get all of the benefits if you take it without the weights. Don't feel like you've got to push yourself beyond anything that feels comfortable. We're just aiming, as always, to find a nice sense of strength, nice juicy burn, but never any pain. So something to bear in mind, just think about that. You don't need any other props, except if you know you like to use a brick and a strap, you're very welcome to grab one. Awesome stuff. Tune-wise, we've got all our tunes are on Spotify, so you can jump over to our Facebook page. All the tunes are on there, not on that Facebook page, our website. That's what I was meant to say. So rise.co.uk/online. Oh, Chris is dragging off the biggest wag of weights.
I think they might be at the bottom.
They are surprisingly heavy, aren't they? I cycled home with, I thought I could take a full set home of 1s, 2s and 3s. I thought that's entirely fine.
Yeah,
I could not.
So you can appreciate the weight.
Yeah, so jump over to Spotify, stick on some tunes. So I always like a power playlist for Rise. Oh, look at that. Amy's got 2 bottles of wine. Are they full, Amy, is the question.
Everyone's default alcohol.
Awesome stuff. Oh, and you've also got some cans. Boom. Sorted. Prepared dinner and weights.
I can't bring you weights. Not you, Matt. You live too far away.
Oh.
I'm too happy with your revelation.
Oh, gosh, guys. We're ready to go. All right, let's look busy. Eek. Right, come on down and find your way to a wide leg child's pose. So knees out wide towards the edges of the mat, big toes together, hips down towards the heels, and stretching the spine long out in front of you. And you're all super, super welcome on into Sculpt this morning. So thank you all so much for joining. We're just thinking about spreading the knees out wide on the mat, big toes together, hips down to heels, creeping the fingers forwards, letting the spine extend, the shoulders relax. And breathe, powering up with some deep, full breaths. Feeling each breath bring space into the back body, into the spine. Letting the chest relax down on the exhale. So just bring yourself into your practice, onto your mat. And just taking 3 more really deep breaths in. And out here. Slowing down. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale. And from there, grounding down with the hands, rolling on up and finding your way to a table pose. So hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread out wide, core is engaged. We're going to press really hard with the hands into the mat, feel the shoulder blades come apart, make sure the spine is long, and when you're ready, let's go cat-cow. So inhaling, letting the gaze lift, rolling the shoulders down the back, stretching out through the chest, and exhale, engaging the core, tucking the tailbone, chin to chest, reaching and lengthening out through the whole back body. So inhaling, opening up through the chest, drawing the shoulders down the back, stretch. And exhale, really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Start to feel that power in the abdominals, opening up through the back body. 1 more inhale. And exhale, tucking the toes, pressing the hips high. We're up in our first downward facing dog, spreading the fingers out wide, pointer finger facing forwards, really squeezing the core, send the hips high, wrapping the upper arms away from the ears, and extend as much as you can. So we're finding a full, lovely stretch through the back body. Feel free to have a little pedal out, a little shake out. Just starting to open up some space in the hammies and the calves, so downward facing dog. We're just aiming to find space in the back body and strengthen the front side of the body, so strengthening the triceps, the shoulders, the core, maybe letting the head hang out. Inhaling, exhaling, just taking one more deep breath in, and from there, walking the feet towards the hands, finding your way into a floppy forward fold. Thinking about maybe taking a little shake from side to side, a little release, just any little movements that feel nice. Quite enjoying at the moment, just taking my hands to the back of the head and gently drawing the chin to the chest, and you feel that full stretch right down the back body. So any little movements, anything that feels nice for 3, inhale. Exhale, just letting the body relax, 2. One more deep inhale. Exhale. From there, releasing the arms, grounding down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extending all the way up to the sky, stretching up, and bring hands to heart center. All right, let's get going. Inhale, ground down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extend, maybe opening the heart to the sky, and exhale, swan dive, folding forwards, bending the knees if you need to, hands plant and head drops. On an inhale, float up high on the fingertips, finding a long flat back, or you can bring the hands to the shin, so we're stretching out. Exhale to refold, plant the hands and hop, step or jump, finding your way to a plank pose. So hands are underneath the shoulders, strong through the core, and from there we're going to use the toes, move the body weight forward, start to bend through the elbows, lowering into a low plank. Inhale, rolling onto the tops of the feet, squeezing the glutes, pointing the toes up dog, and exhaling your way all the way back to a downward facing dog. Fingers spread out wide. Once again, we're powering the hips up high, finding that strong upside down V-shaped position, making sure we're feeling really powerful through the arms. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, let the chest sink through the arms. Taking one more breath in. Foot to the ground, exhale, driving your toes, squeeze the core, so warm up, legs, the core, inhale, reach, extend, and drive that knee to nose. One more time, inhale, lift, 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 squeeze the glutes, and drive knee to nose. Left foot meets right, looking at the hands, hop, step, jump forwards. Inhale, long, flat back, extend and reach. Exhale, relax, fold. Give yourself a fun little shake, a fun little wiggle. And when you're ready, ground it down with the feet. Inhale, reach, rise and lift, extend up tall. And bring hands to heart center. Great job. All right, from there we're going to move into our first little weighted exercise. So I'm going to grab my slightly heavier weights from here. So if you do have a choice, you might want to grab your heavier weights. We're going to work into lower body to start here. So think about taking the feet hip distance apart. So the toes are facing forwards, shoulders down the back, engaging the core. And we're going to take a straight leg deadlift, so we're going to move the body weight forwards. Make sure the spine stays long, you've got the core engaged, and then we're going to power on up, and we're going to draw the weight to the chin, elbows in the sky, taking a high pull. So the elbows in the sky, the weights are facing the chest, and then we're going to lower again, and we're going to move the body weight forwards. So what we're aiming for is to keep that sense of a long spine, and then as we come up, we're squeezing, you should be feeling that work in the upper back. So slow lower forwards, palms face the thighs as you lower, and then squeeze, feel the core and the glutes engage as you come on up. Great job. So working here, so thinking about getting into the hamstrings, into the core, into the glutes. So we power up, elbows into the sky, we're getting that lovely work for the back. Big focus on the muscles of the back in today's class. Really important part of the body to strengthen. So we do a lot of forward movements in life, a lot of work for the chest, really important for spinal health to get into the back body. So thinking about maintaining that control, maybe you're lowering with a long flat back and then you're driving on up. Make sure the shoulders don't curl forwards as you lower. Make sure you've got the core switched on and you're feeling the glutes engaged. Working here, another 3. Nice job, almost there. 2. Awesome. 1 more. And release. Well, then we're going to take the weights to heart. We're going to take the right foot forwards and the left foot's going to come back. We're going to take our way into a diagonal lunge. So right knees over right ankle. Imagine we're pulling the right foot back, the right hip back, and really power into the outer into the left toes. Make sure that left quad is lifted. From there, the weights are going to come to face the sky. The elbows are just tucking into the rib cage. We're going to take 3 rows here. So the elbows are squeezing past the rib cage, and then we're going to lower and squeeze past. So it's a reverse grip row. Palms facing the sky, so we're going to take 3, and then we're going to squeeze the core, hinge at the waist, palms come up to the shoulders, we then rotate and press over the head. So it's an Arnold press. We rotate back down, so we're taking a little bicep curl, and then we can angle forward. So we're taking 3 rows, palms face up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You should be feeling this in the back body, and then we're squeezing the core, hinging, using the core, rotate and press. So this little Arnold press, we're taking this little rotation. So we're working into the chest and into the shoulders. So 3 rows, and then we're coming on up, curl, rotate and press, lowering with that same control. Remember, you want to not feel like you're dropping the weights, you want to focus on that power on both sides of the movement. So we're taking 3 rows into a press. Nice job, awesome stuff. So feeling that work in the back body as you work, squeezing the elbows past the rib cage. And then we're going to strong core, make sure you're really hinging with control, turn and press. Great job. Nice work, working here for another 3. Just 1 more set, 2, 1, curl and press, stretching up. Perfect, and release there. From there, we're going to drop the back knee down, and we're going to just take a quick little stretch. Your left hand is going to plant. Inhale, the right hand up to the sky. So we're just aiming to find a little twisted lunge here, opening out through the chest, stretching through that left hip flexor. Taking an inhale, exhale, and from there find your way back to plank. So, for table, sorry. So we're going to take a little row and a tricep extension. It's quite a challenge. So start off in plank, taking the right hand under the right shoulder. We're going to take the left hand to the weight. We're going to squeeze the elbow past the rib cage, so the palm is facing the midline of the body, and then we're going to extend the arm straight while we're staying up there. We're going to return and lower. So it's a row into a tricep extension. So tricep, the back of the arm. So we're drawing the weight up, elbow past the rib cage, and then keeping that elbow where it is, we're going to extend the arm straight. Should feel really firing in the back of the arm. If you just want to take it into a row, drawing that rib weight up and down, you're very welcome to. If you'd like to make it harder, you're very welcome, of course, to pop up into a plank. Strong through the core, squeeze, and send that all the way out behind you. If you're in a plank, it can be slightly easier if you take the legs slightly wider than normal, give yourself a more stable base. Make sure you're pressing really hard into that right hand. So we're working, of course, the abdominals here, so whether you're in table or plank, we're thinking about keeping the core engaged, maintaining that length in the spine. Working here for 5 with control, almost there, 4, drive, extend, 3, looking good at home, hang on in there, so little row and tricep, 2, and 1, release. Find your way to plank. You can stretch straight to down dog, or if you're feeling it, use the chain with the body weight forwards, bend through the elbows, low plank. Inhale, dog. Exhale, downward facing dog.
So find your way to downward facing dog, spreading the things out wide, engaging the quads, inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, up the chest through the arms. Taking a moment, taking breath in. And from there, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back, stretching out. Exhale to fold, release. From there, while you're down there, grab your weights. So you can stay in that straight leg deadlift and high pull if you're feeling it. If you want to take it a little bit further, we're going to take a single leg deadlift into a knee drive. So moving the weight into the right foot, engaging the core, pointing the left toes. You're going to slowly, keeping the shoulders back as before, the spine long, seesaw forwards, and then we're going to rise on up and drive knee to chest, working into the abdominal. So working on balance here, trying to keep the hips square, and it's a little bit harder, of course, we're working that single leg now as opposed to the double, driving knee to chest. So of course, as before, if you want to, you can take double legs. So here the palms are facing the back of the mat, so facing the thigh, and we're keeping the hips neutral. Taking 2 more on this leg, so slowly hinging forward, really squeeze the core, feel the muscles of the legs fire up as you lift 2, looking good, almost there. And 1, changing leg, left foot forwards, and from there, engage the glutes, and we're slowly seesawing forwards, and then we're going to power on up, drive knee to chest. So make sure big toe, little toe, heel are grounded. We've got the quad of that standing leg engaged, and you're just lowering it just as far as you can maintain balance. So don't worry if you can't come all the way down, shoulders back, moving with control. So it's a lovely little exercise, working on balance, on strength, working here for 5, moving with control, slow, lower, and powerful lift, 4, squeeze, 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 drive on up, nice job, 3, shoulders back, slow, lower, 2, awesome stuff, taking 1 more if you can, and when you're ready, coming back to center, taking the weight to the heart, left foot into the center of the mat, right toes back. So we're going to take a lunge once again. So left knee is over left ankle. Make sure the left foot is drawing back and the left hip is moving back, and those right toes are shuffling back. That right quad is engaged, so you really feel powerful in both legs. Angle the body forward, so there's one diagonal line from heel to head, and then once again we're going to flip the palms to face the sky. Elbows going to graze the ribcage as we draw back and lower. We're taking 3 rows, maintaining that lunge. And then we're going to squeeze the core, hinge to lift the chest, and then palms to the shoulders, and then we rotate, press the sky, working into the shoulders, return, rotate, so palms come back, and then we're back into our row. So it's a little combo exercise, working into the back, into the chest, into the shoulders. Remember, try and make that transition between the 2 exercises controlled. So similar to the hinging exercise we did in Sculpt 3, what we're doing here is we're maintaining tension through the core, using the muscles to lift the weight of the torso and the weights with control, so we're getting loads of work for the abs there. So remember, palms to sky, 3 rows, maintaining that energy in the legs. I know that left leg's probably starting to burn. Squeeze the core, hinge to lift, weight to the shoulders, rotate and press to the sky. Well done. So maintaining stability and control in the legs. So the big focus on the upper body in this sequence in Sculpt 4. Of course, we're getting loads and loads of work for the legs as we hold these lunges for quite a long time. We're going to take 1 more set here. So row, row. So really remember, engage the muscles, focus on the muscles that are working, hinge and press. Great job. And when you're done, drop that right knee down. You can lose the weights. And we'll just take a quick little stretch. Right hand is in the inside of the left leg. Inhale that left hand up to the sky. And we're stretching, opening out through the chest. Drawing the left shoulder back. Inhale and exhale, so stretching out there for 3, shoulders back, inhale, exhale, 2, 1 more breath in, and out, rotating back. So from here, we're going to take our row and tricep extension on the other side. So starting off with your table pose, strong through the core, long spine. Remember, it's a row, elbow past the ribcage, and then a tricep extension, and then a row, and a tricep extension. So thinking about squeezing the elbow past the ribcage, we're extending and returning with control. So squeeze and then extend, keeping that arm straight. Remember, you are very welcome to take it just into a row, so you're just lifting and lowering that weight, palm facing the sky, the center of the mat, or you can take it into a plank. So moving with control, strong through the core, trying to maintain that long line through the back body. So you might notice that you often want a lot more strong on one side than the other, so my right side is definitely a little more stable. So if you do notice that, always good to see if you can spend a little bit more time if you're practicing at home on that side, which is slightly less controlled. So working into the tricep, working into the back body, squeezing the core. Working the triceps like this is going to be super helpful for our low chaturanga plank transitions, for stability, working to our inversions, working here for another 3, so squeeze past, extend, 2, 1 more, so row, tricep extension, row, and release, find a plank. From there, straight to down dog, or use toes with the body weight forwards, bend through the elbows, inhale up dog, exhale your way to a downward facing dog, spreading the fingers out wide, powering those hips up high, give yourself a little shake out. Hopefully feeling pretty warm, hopefully starting to feel that strength in the body. Take a deep full inhale. Exhale, letting the chest reach through the arms, the heels release down. Take 1 more breath in. And from there, looking at the hands, hop step jump towards the hands. Inhale, long flat back, stretching out, reaching up. Exhale to fold, relax, release. Awesome stuff. While you're down there, you're going to grab your weights again, and let's go. So, our next little exercise, we are going to take a chair with a face row. So I'm actually going to switch to my lighter weights here. So what we're going to do is start off, we're going to sink down into a chair. So feet can be hip distance apart, thinking about sending the hips out behind you, strong through the core. Make sure the chest is staying lifted, so you're in this thunderbolt position. And from there, we're going to draw the palms, the elbows to the back of the room, so the palms are facing the earth. You're feeling activity in the back body. And then we're going to stand up and press the weight to get away. So strong through the core. And then we're going to sink the hips back down, draw the shoulders back. So we're taking a face pull. Again, a really great one for getting into the back body. And we're pressing away. So squeezing the core, sending the hips down low, and then coming back up again. Really feel that squeeze the glutes here. So the aim of this exercise is we're getting into the lower body. We're keeping the chest lifted, the spine long, and we're working into the upper back as we press and pull. So remember, move with control. If you find that you're finding this quite unstable, take the feet wider, give yourself more space. So you can always take the feet a little wider when you squat, just work at a level that suits you. You want to really power up. Remember, we're not rushing, we're not throwing the weights around, but as with Pilates, we're really focusing on control, on muscular contraction, on feeling those muscles that are supporting the movement. Nice job, working here for 5. So moving with control, pressing away. Hopefully starting to feel in those shoulders now. 4, squeezing, 3, well done. 2, and 1. All right foot forward, so left foot's going to come back. From there, we're taking warrior 1. So the left foot's going to be on the left side of the mat. We've got the whole arch of the left foot grounded, and we're rotating the hips. Right knee over the right ankle, tucking the pelvis. So you feel a nice stretch out of the left hip flexor, and it's a really powerful one. Draw that right foot back, the left hip forwards, and you're getting loads of strengthening work for the legs. From there, we're going to take the weights either together or to the shoulders, whatever works for you. And we're going to keep the elbows tucked in towards the rib cage. From there, we're going to extend and press, and then slowly release back down again, keeping those elbows tucked in. So if you find the elbows start to splay out, that's when you might want to bring the hands, weights together. So we're going to extend and draw back. So we're getting into the triceps. We've already worked the triceps out of that little plank exercise. Now we're going to work them here from standing. Keeping those elbows tucked in, keep the core engaged. Remember, you're working your warrior 1 leg, so it's a really fiery little movement. So keep that left hip rotating forwards, the right leg is in that deep lunge. The core is engaged, keeping that spine lifted. Working here for 5. So we're going to extend and press, nice job. 4, inhaling. Exhaling, see if you can challenge yourself. Keep that knee over the ankle on that front leg, really work that lunge. 3, great job. 2, almost there. 1, and release. All right, from there we're dropping the left knee down. I'm going to take a little flowing lizard. So right knee, foot moves over to the right side of the mat, hands are on the inside of the foot. Inhale, moving the body weight forward, stretching out through that left hip flexor. Exhale, stretch your back, head and shoulders release. Inhale forward, moving the body weight forwards, lengthening forwards. Exhale, rock it back, stretching back, finding space in the hammies. Great job, 1 more time. Inhaling forwards. And exhale, stretching back. Inhale forwards. And let the right knee meet left, so we're back into a table pose. From here, we are going to take a little lateral lift. So the right hand is going to come under the right shoulder. We've got the left hand in the way. We're going to lift the left hand up in line with shoulders and lower again. So we're taking a fly here, a chest fly, working into the chest, into the shoulders, strong through the core, keep the body parallel to the mat. So as before, if you want to make it harder, we are going to come up to a plank and take the same movement from a plank. So lifting and lowering. If you need to take this easier, in either plank or table, you can take a slight bend of the elbow. Don't feel like you have to take it fully straight if that's too much. Remember, we are working all of these muscles around the shoulder and the back, so be really mindful, be really careful, think about finding a variation that suits you. Just lifting that arm as far as you can, straight or bent. Perfect. Keeping the core engaged. Feet can come wider if you're in that plank. Working here for 5, so lifting and lowering with control. 4, really feeling that work in the shoulder. 3, squeezing, pressing hard with that right hand. 2, almost there. 1 more if you can. And release. Great job. Find your way to plank. Use the toes with the body weight forwards, bending through the elbow, low plank. Inhale, up dog, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog, stretching up high with the hips, spreading the fingers out wide, engaging the quads. Inhale, lift, 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 extend. Exhale, relax the chest down, the head down. Take a moment, take a deep, full inhale. Exhale. From there, look into the hands, hop, step, or jump forwards. Inhale, find a long flat back, stretching out, and exhale, fold, release. From there, we are picking up our weights again. And once again, we're going to move into a little chair-based exercise. So we're going to think about sinking the weight, hips down low, to finding a chair pose. This time, we've got the weights in the hands, the palms facing forwards, arms just a little in front of the body. From there, we're going to press into the legs, lift up, and draw a semicircle with the arms up and around. I'm just going to move a little further back so you can see, and then we're going to sink down. So thinking about sinking down with the hips, and then squeeze, lifting the weights together, finding what we call a full can exercise. So we're thinking about drawing a little semicircle, 2 little semicircles together. The arms are just directly in front, about 30 degrees away from the shoulders. We're squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes as we lift and lower. It's a great little exercise for strengthening the muscles of the rotator cuff, those muscles that help stabilize the shoulders. Awesome stuff, looking good. So we're just going to be here for a little longer, working here for 5, squeeze, lift, up and down, 4. Remember, just take those weights as high as you can. 3. Remember to move with control, looking really good at home. Great stuff. 2. And 1. From there, left foot forward, right foot back. We're going to steer the hips towards the short side of the mat. Thinking about powering into the outer edge of that right foot, engaging the core. And when you're ready, we're back into our tricep extension. So we're going to take the weights to the shoulders, elbows to the sky. Make sure you've got that warrior set up. So drawing the left foot back, the left hip back, the right hip forward. You're really grounding down into the outer edge of the right foot. Slight tap of the pelvis. And when you're ready, we're going to extend. And then draw back. So we're keeping the elbows within the line of vision of the eyes. We're moving with control, lifting and lowering. Perfect. So squeezing in the core, squeezing in the glutes, finding that power, that control. Nice job. All right, should be feeling this in the triceps, should feel in the legs starting to feel like they're getting involved. Make sure you've got that lunge in the legs. So sometimes we lose that lunge. Make sure you're really powering into the outer edge of that back foot. Lift the right quad up. Perfect. Working here. 5. With control. Slow lowers and lifts. 4. Nice job. Keep sinking into those legs. 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. All right, we're dropping the right knee down. You can lose the weight for a little while. Little flowing lizard. Left foot on the left side of the mat. Hands are inside of the left foot. Inhale, moving the body weight forwards. Exhale, stretching back, head and shoulders release. Inhale, moving the body weight forwards. Chest reaches forward, shoulders back. Exhale, stretch back, sink back. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale forwards. And exhale, finding your way to a table. So we're going to take that fly on the other side. So it's that lift straight or slightly bent arm lifting to the side. So start off with your table, strong core, remember the long spine, should feel like you're getting loads of work on this table. Right hand kicks into the weight, palm is facing the centre of the mat, lifting and lowering. Just lift as far as feels good. Try and keep that body facing the mat in this little variation. We'll take a little rotation after this. Thinking about opening and closing, keeping the core engaged. Moving up and down with control. Should feel quite fiery. Option 2, take it out to a plank, strong through the core. If you're in your plank, maybe taking the feet slightly wide, just give yourself a little more stability. Remember, we want to move with controlled weight, so focus on maintaining control, stability. Don't feel like you've got to rush it. Try to slow down the lower as well as the lift. Keep the glutes switched on if you're in that plank. Awesome stuff, looking good at home. So we're working into, again, the shoulders, the back body, into the chest. Working here for 5. Remember, back micro bend in that elbow if you need to. 4. Awesome stuff, looking really good. 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2. Almost there. 1. And release. Lose that weight. Find a way to plank. Option straight back to down dog or lowering through low plank. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling. Downward facing dog, hips up high, spreading the fingers out wide, powering up, lifting up, inhale, reach. Exhale, letting the chest sink through the arms. Taking a moment, taking a breath in. And so we've got one more little standing sequence. When ready, bend the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, long flat back, stretching out, reaching up. Exhale to fold. Alright, again, I'm going to take my slightly lighter weights here. And we're going to come all the way up to standing and move into a little balance. We're going to take a tree pose. Moving the weight to the right foot, big toe, little toe, heel ground. Left foot can stay low with the foot on the floor or come up onto the shin, or if you're feeling it all the way up onto the inner thigh. Remember, you're pressing the right inner thigh back into the left leg and the left foot back into that right leg. So I'm going to take this low just because we are going to be working the upper body. We want to focus on maintaining stability. Thinking about opening through the hips, engaging the muscles of that standing leg. We're going to take the elbows in line with the shoulders. Then we're going to squeeze in and then open back. So it's working into the chest, into the back. So it's very similar to those muscle chest exercises we can do in the gym with the machine. We're thinking about elbows in line with the shoulders, squeezing in and opening back. Working on stability in the legs as well. Balance is a great way to build strength in the abdominals, in the legs, as well as practice that skill of balance. Thinking about keeping the glutes engaged as well. Working here, 5. Moving with control, looking good. 4. Nice job. 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. Weights to heart. Step back with your left foot. So the right foot is going to face the front of the mat here. The left foot is facing the long side. Moving to warrior 2. So it's big surfing legs. Make sure that right knee is going to stack over right ankle. The left toes are really grounding. The left heel is grounding. And from there, we're going to take the weights up in line with the shoulders. So you might want to lose the weights here, or I'll give you some options. What we're going to do is we're going to flip the palms to the sky, and we're going to take some bicep curls. Elbows in line with shoulders. Or if that's too much, you can take the weights lower and work there. Or you can also lose the back weight and just work with that front weight. So make sure that when we're maintaining that power in the legs, so you should feel like the left quad and the left glute are switched on. That left back leg is really powerful. That right knee is tracking over right ankle. Try not to stick the bum out behind. Keep that squeeze. Going to extend and open. Great job. Working with the biceps. We've got the triceps really hard. Now we're getting into the biceps. Awesome stuff. Working here. 5 with control. 4. Almost there. Slow it down if you need to. 3. Awesome stuff. 2. And 1. Awesome. From there, we're just going to rotate all the way back to a plank and then down to a table pose. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a rotation either with or without the weight. So we've got lots of options. So without the weights, we're just going to roll on the sides of the feet, lift one hand up to the sky, slowly return through center. So we're just going to take that all on one side. If you prefer, you can take that through kneeling as well, just lifting one hand up to the side and slowly rotating back to a table. Or of course, you can take this movement with a weight if you're feeling it. So just thinking about squeezing the core, opening that way up to the sky. So we're taking a slightly greater range of motion than in that last exercise. We're using the core, getting into the abs. Won't be here too long, it is quite a tricky one. Working here for 5. Remember, you can lose the weights, you can take, just hold a side plank. 4, kneeling side plank, nice job, looking good. 3, 2, and 1, nice work. All right, from plank, either straight to down dog or lowering down through low plank. Inhaling up dog, Exhaling, eating in downward facing dog. Taking a moment, taking a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees up to hands. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, fold. We're almost there. Just this second side, and we're going to be down on the floor. So left foot is going to ground. Right foot is either going to come into the ankle, the shin, or all the way up onto the inner thigh. So we are finding our tree pose again. So as before, I'm going to stay low so I can focus on stability. Make sure the hips are in alignment. From here, we are once again going to take our little chest step. So elbows in line with shoulders, squeeze, and then open back again. Just working into the back body, keeping the core engaged, making sure those hips are neutral. Find that control, hang on in there, remember to breathe. Awesome stuff. So we're working to the strength in the legs, we're opening out through the hips, we're squeezing the elbows together, opening them back, getting into the back body, working here. 5 with control. 4, deep breaths in and out. 3, awesome stuff. 2, and 1, straight warrior 2. Left foot forwards, right foot is facing the long side of the mat. So we're setting ourselves up, left knee over left ankle, really ground down at the outer edge of that right foot, really thinking about squaring the hips, moving with control, squeezing the glutes, the quads, up we come, and then we're going to take those bicep curls as well. So pumping that iron, make sure that left knee is staying stacked over left ankle, make sure the legs are switched on. So warrior 2 is such an awesome pose. We're getting into the quads, into the glutes, we're opening up through the hips, we're stabilising that front knee, loads going on here. Keeping that chest lifted, up and down with control with the arms. 5, deep breaths in and out. So remember, you can take it low, or you can lose the weight, you can lose the back weight, any little variations. 4, well done. 3, almost there. 2, and 1 more if you can. Great job there. From there, we're just going to rotate, find our way back to the mat, and find our way to a table pose. So our final little rotation, so remember, either working from without the weight, rotating side plank, back again, you can take a kneeling, rotating side plank, squeezing in the core, remember that lift and lower are controlled, or you can take it with a weight. So we're opening out fully and then squeezing the core, working back through center. So what you want to do here is that return to the floor, you can really try and make that control. So we're obviously lifting with control, making sure we're trying to maintain stability in the arms, lowering back with control. Really strong, really controlled, squeeze and close. Working here. 5, with control. 4, little stretch and arms after this. 3, almost there. 2, and 1, release. Plant the hands, stretch straight back to down dog, have a little wiggle, a little stretch. We'll just take a quick little pigeon pose. So left foot rises, inhale. Exhale, take your left knee behind the left wrist, the left toes onto the right side of the mat, look over your right shoulder, knee and the hips slide out behind you, and then we're just going to stretch forwards, releasing into the hips. Of course, if that's not working for you, you can fully bend that right leg and take an animal pose instead. We're just aiming wherever we are to find space through the back of the legs, through the hips, inhale. Exhale, shoulders relaxing, spine extending for 3, deep breath in. And 2. Letting the whole of the body relax. 1 more breath in. And nice job. From there, the right foot's going to extend around. The right foot is coming out to the right side of the mat. Inhale to lift, angle the body over the right leg. We're going to fold forward. So if you like to use a strap at this point, if you want to take a bend in the knee, feel free. If you're still sitting quite upright, that's fine. Maybe that you're able to comfortably move further forward. So any variation of your single leg forward fold that feels good for you. Both hips stay grounded. Inhale, reaching up, stretching up, moving the body weight forwards, and then relaxing down. Inhale. And exhale, relax for 3 deep breaths in. And out, shoulder softening. 2. 1 more breath in. And from there, rolling on up, crossing the legs, find your way back to a dog, stretching up tall. When you're ready, right foot rises and lift. And take right knee behind right wrist, right toes turn out to the left of the mat, looking over your left shoulder, knee and hips slide out behind you, stretching out, and we're back into our pigeon pose. Inhaling and exhaling, so relaxing down there, finding length in the spine, steady breath in, and perfect, working here for 3, inhale, exhaling, so relaxing down as the whole of the spine extends. Deep breath into the back body. 2, really soften with the shoulders. 1 more breath in. And from there, walking the hands up. Left foot is going to sweep out to the left corner of the mat, right foot comes in. Inhale, reaching up, angling the body over the left leg and stretching forwards. Left hip is moving backwards. Inhale, reaching long, stretch and fold, relax, softening through the shoulders, deep breaths in. And perfect, working here for 5, inhale. Exhale, 4. So relaxing down with breath, 3. Shoulders softening, 2. 1 more breath in. And from there, we're just going to swing both legs out in front of you. Give yourself a little shimmy out, a little shake out. And from there, just taking your weights with you, we're going to roll all the way down to lie on our backs. So taking both sets of weights with you. Thinking about working into a bridge press as our first exercise. So we're going to take the hips up, knees up into the air, heels are somewhere near the hips. And from there, we're going to press the hips up high and press the weights into the sky at the same time. And then lower with control. So it's a chest press. We're just pressing the weights into the sky. And we're combining that with a bridge. If that's too much, you can either just take a chest press, or if you prefer, just work the bridge. Remember, the bridge pose, we're keeping knees in line with ankles. We're using the core, we're using the glutes. We're trying not to wiggle from side to side. We're lowering with control and powering up, lifting with control. So it should feel really nice and strong. Thinking about getting a little bit of work for the lower body. Stretching through the front side of the body. Working here for 5, moving with control. Squeeze and press 4, almost there. 3, slow lowers and lifts. 2, and 1. From there, we're going to move into our coordination fly. So we're going to take the knees out over the hips, lower back is on the floor, weights are in the sky above the head, palms facing together. From there, we're going to inhale and exhale, extend the legs while taking the arms out wide, and then squeeze the core, knees come back to center. So if you want to lose the weights here, just let the legs feel free. If you're feeling it, taking chin to chest, squeezing in the core, moving arms and legs away from each other with the shoulders off the mat. Remember, it's the abdominals that are lifting the shoulders off the mat, not the shoulders. We're keeping chin to chest, so we're squeezing. So it's a little bit of coordination, working into the chest, working into the lower abdominals. Great job. Slow, controlled movements, making sure you've got that strength through the core for the whole duration. Great job. Now can here for 10 with control. 9, chin to chest. 8, strong through the core. 7, really firing on for the lower arm. 6, great job. 5, 4, 3, almost there. 2, great work. And 1, release. All right, quick little breather. Reset the spine, and then when you're ready, knees over hips, palms together. So same starting position. This time we're going to extend the arms over the head, legs straight, and then come back to center. So we're taking a bend in the knees, palms, so weights and knees come together, and then the arms extend over the head. As always, lose the weights if you need to. Just work the legs if you prefer. If you want to make it harder, we're letting the legs extend straight. So when the legs and the arms are quite far away from each other, the core really has to work hard to stabilize. If you want to make it harder, see if you can hold there a little longer. You're only lowering the legs as far as you can keep the lower back on the floor. If you need to take a bend in the knees and keep that bend in the knees, remember you feel free. Just aiming to get, once again, right into those lower abdominals, squeezing, moving with control. Looking good, everyone, really nice. Really powerful, strong, squeezing movements. Working there for 5. Slow, controlled movements. 4. Well done. Really strong, really controlled. Hang on in there. 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2. Almost there. 1 more. And release. Really nice. Put those weights out to the side. Don't drink your wine yet. Give yourself a little squeeze. We'll take a quick little stretch. Left leg extends, hugging with the right knee. And take the left hand to the right knee. Draw the right knee across the chest. And open the right hand out to the side. So we're just taking a lovely half spinal twist, releasing through the whole of the spine, through the outside of the right leg. Inhale. Exhale. And then that right shoulder release, the spine unravel. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Really nice. One more breath in. And swapping over there. Right leg extends, hugging with the left knee. And once again, we're going to take the right hand to the left knee. The left arm extends, stretching out. Inhale. Exhale. Working here for 5 deep breaths in. And 4. 3 full breaths into the spine, into the chest. 2. One more breath in. And from there, coming through center, giving yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. And taking a peace sign, fingers around the big toes, knees into armpits, pressing the whole of the lower back down towards the floor, taking a little happy baby. So we're finding that lovely length through the spine. Just draw the feet up, should feel a nice opening through the hips. The back body relax, the shoulders relax. Taking a moment, taking a deep full breath in. And one more inhale. And exhale. From there, just release, give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. When you're ready, we're going to rock up to seated, and we'll just give the arms some attention. So we work the upper body quite hard, just giving a little stretch. So taking your left hand out, bring the left hand across the chest, and then you can take the right hand either above or below the elbow. And think about bringing the left shoulder down and across, so we're aiming to find a stretch of that left shoulder. So make sure that left shoulder doesn't creep up to the ears. We're stretching out there, well done, 3, well done. So opening up there, 2, and 1. From there, we're going to reach up with the left hand. Turn the left palm so it faces the back. I'm going to take the right hand to the top and draw the left tricep open, so keep the chest lifted. So just bringing the left elbow together, right hand's on top of the left. We're just stretching out through that left arm. 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2. And 1. Transition. We're going to take the right hand across, draw the right shoulder down and across the body, stretching into that right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Well done for 3. Deep breaths in. And out. 2. And 1. Finally taking the right elbow up to the sky and just keeping the chest up. Maybe giving that left elbow, the left hand a little press on the right, so we're stretching out there. Well done. Deep breaths in. And out for 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a little shoulder shimmy, a little shake. And then finally interlock the hands, press up to the sky, draw the shoulders down the back, take a deep full inhale. Exhale. Chin to chest, pressing the backs of the hands towards the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale. For a final, just pressing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders open, shoulders together, so stretching out through the chest. Take a deep breath in. And give yourself a little shoulder shimmy, a little shake out. And absolute smash to the team. Give yourself a high five. And namaste. I'll give you see you all soon. Thanks, team.